Good evening and thank you for joining our news broadcast from Davis Hall. My name is Lachlan Chase.
And I'm Alan Moultrie, bringing you stories relevant to IUP and the Indiana community.
Today we will share stories about the Scholar Forum, the recent de-extinction of the direwolf, and North Korea briefly opening its doors to foreigners.
We will also have a story about one of the biggest music festivals in America's return to California this weekend. But first, we begin with stories close to us.
Drivers in Indiana County, take note. PennDOT has announced a temporary closure that could impact your commute this weekend. The Route 422 East off-ramp on the Indiana bypass will be closed starting Friday, April 11th through Monday, April 14th. Crews will be milling, paving, and sealing joints as part of ongoing road maintenance. A detour will be in place. Drivers should take Exit B towards Route 119 north to Punxsutawney. Follow signs to Route 422 west towards Katanning. Finally, return to the Route 286 Oakland Avenue exit. Meanwhile, several road construction projects are ongoing in Indiana Borough. Gas line work on Wayne Avenue between Locust Street and Violi Way is wrapping up, but crews will remain active between Violi Way and Grant Street for the next 2 weeks. Street restoration work continues in the following areas: Water Street between 7th and 8th, North Carpenter Ave from Nixon Ave to Philadelphia Street, and at the intersection of Philadelphia Street and North 8th Street. A sidewalk replacement project along Water Street and South 5th Street is also coming to an end this week. And finally, street repairs are still underway along Croyland Ave and North 6th Street between Croyland and Stanner. Drivers are reminded to slow down in construction zones and plan extra time for travel.
Gas prices are on the rise as we head into the warmer months. AAA reports that the national average for a gallon of regular gas has jumped by 17 cents, now sitting at $3.63 here in Indiana County. Drivers are feeling the pinch a little more. The average price at the pump is also $3.63, making it the highest in the region. Just behind Indiana is Westmoreland County, where prices are averaging $3.61 a gallon. Experts say the increase is being driven by seasonal refinery maintenance and the annual switch to summer gasoline blends, which are more expensive to produce. As always, AAA recommends shopping around for the best prices and keeping your vehicle well maintained to maximize fuel efficiency.
Primary elections are right around the corner, and the Pennsylvania Department of State is reminding voters to mark their calendars. While there aren't any major federal races on the ballot this year, voters will still have a say in several key local positions. This includes borough council seats, township supervisors, and school board directors. Also up for election are 3 county-level row offices: the coroner, the treasurer, and the combined role of register of wills, recorder of deeds, and clerk of the orphans court. Voters will also weigh in on a state judicial race with seats open on both Superior Court and the Commonwealth Court. Here are a few important dates to keep in mind. The last day to register to vote is May 5th, the deadline to apply for a mail-in ballot is May 13th, and the primary election day is Tuesday, May 20th. With polls open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., make sure your voice is heard, get registered, and get informed, and get out to vote.
Dozens of people from different backgrounds in Indiana, like students, parents, educators, and community leaders, joined a protest in Philly Street. This is one of a series of protests nationwide against the Trump presidency policies, including mass deportations, cuts in Social Security, and firing of federal employees. During the event, everyone was safe, there was no conflict, or no one was hurt. About 250 people showed up with their posters last Saturday. The protest lasted from 12 to 1:30 p.m. During the event, people chanted anti-Trump and anti-Doge slogans, then marched on the sidewalk.
This week is a research week at IUP. A few research-related events have been held the whole week to celebrate the 20th Scholar Forum. The Scholar Forum gives students the opportunity to present and share their research. Ram Sharma has the story.
Poster presentations lined the hallways, and podium presentations went parallel in the conference halls, while judges listened attentively. The event wasn't just about showcasing results, it was about sharing stories, solving problems, and inspiring others. For many students, this was their first time speaking publicly about their research, but for others, it was a major milestone on their academic journey. Margaret Holder from Biology Department shares her feelings.
I'm excited about it. It's my first poster presentation, but I like it. It's a good opportunity for networking, and I'm very happy to be able to talk about the research that I do.
More than 200 research works were showcased during the Scholar Forum 2025. The research was not confined to US labs, but to socio-political issues around the world. From human trafficking issues to Arab Spring, Lamia Dawood is one of them.
My poster is about the Arab Spring and if it introduced a new type of leadership. So
What does it mean?
it means that I have analyzed all types of traditional theories of leadership and I compared them to what happened in Egypt during at this time, and none of what happened in Egypt actually fall under any of those types of leadership.
The forum isn't just about presenting, it's about connecting ideas and people, building a culture of discovery at IUP. Nafisa, a PhD scholar, shares more about why research is important for students and their academic growth.
I think, as an academician or rather as somebody who is in school, research is very important because that's the only way that you would know what's trending and at the same time also, practice some of the things that you are being taught, conduct the actual research yourself to see what you can contribute to academia. So for any student, not necessarily somebody who is planning to go to academia, I think once you're a student, it's very valuable to make sure that you contributed something to knowledge.
Judges at the event evaluated the presentations with many parameters. For many, it wasn't just about the competition.
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. To be honest with you, I was very surprised with some of those. They were high quality ones, especially like even though they were undergraduate, the research quality was really high. The design, the experimental design, the research method they used was high quality. The statistical analysis they conducted, looking for the limitations, considering the limitations, the confounding factor in their study. They were very aware of every research aspect of that. And that was very, very, very interesting to see.
Events like the Scholar Forum show how important it is to support student research, not just for their academic growth, but for the university's future as well. This is Ram Sharma for IUP News.
Still ahead on IUP News, we'll have a weather report with Tyler Johnson.
And along with national news, stay tuned.
We all have a story. It's telling those stories that matter. That's why IUP's communications program airs its own news bulletin on Iup TV and 90.1 WIUP FM with the people you know telling the stories. Here, there are new aspiring journalists ready to start their career strong. Even if news isn't your goal, there is a place here for everyone. This is IUP News, with stories relevant to IUP and the Indiana community.
We're back with IUP News. Tyler Johnson has our weekend weather report. What's the weather, Tyler?
Good evening, Indiana. Here's your weekend weather forecast. Today we had a high of 50 degrees. We did have some cloudy skies early in the morning, but for the evening, we have a 50% chance of rain, with winds coming out of the east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Overnight, we're going to go down to the 30s with a low of 39 degrees. The clouds do stick around, and it's going to bring periods of rain overnight. The winds are going to be coming from the northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday during the day, the rain showers stay around in the morning, with the possibility of an afternoon passing shower. The high is going to be roughly 50 degrees, and winds are going to be coming from the north at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Overnight, we can still get into the 30s with a low of 37 and mostly overcast skies. The winds did shift, coming from the north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And to end off our weekend, Sunday, mostly cloudy, high of 57 degrees, and winds are going to be coming from the northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Finally, Sunday night, the clouds part ways. It'll be partly cloudy to start, and then the clouds come back late night. The low is going to be around 40 degrees, and winds are going to be coming from the southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. That's going to do it for your weekend forecast. I'm your meteorologist, Tyler Johnson. Stay dry out there, Indiana, and I'll see you next week. Back to you, Alan.
Thank you, Tyler. Now it's time for national news.
We're following developments out of Washington, where the Pentagon is reportedly considering a significant change in its military posture overseas. According to NBC News, U.S. defense officials are reviewing a proposal that would reduce the American troop presence in Eastern Europe by as many as 10,000 personnel. If approved, the move could mark a major shift in the U.S. military strategy, one that may carry serious implications for NATO operations and the broader security landscape across Europe. This comes at a time when geopolitical tensions remain high, particularly in regions near the borders of Russia and Ukraine, where the presence of U.S. and NATO forces has served as a key deterrent. The proposal is still under review, and officials say further deliberations are expected in the coming weeks. For now, there's no official timeline on when a final decision might be made. We'll continue to follow the story and bring you updates as they come.
In a groundbreaking achievement, Colossal Biosciences has successfully created the world's first de-extinction animal, the direwolf. Using ancient DNA, cloning, and gene editing technologies, scientists at the Dallas-based biotech company have brought back this prehistoric predator. The direwolf went extinct over 12,500 years ago. The team modified the genes of a gray wolf, its closest living relative, to create 3 direwolf pups. The direwolf, once a top predator in North America, inspired the creatures seen in the popular Game of Thrones series. While the pups aren't identical to their extinct ancestors, they carry the key traits of their species, such as thick fur and wider head. This successful project is a significant step forward for de-extinction technology, and experts believe it could open the door to future efforts to bring back other extinct species.
Many students in college work jobs on top of their curriculum. This task is time-consuming yet necessary for a lot of people. Here at IUP, it's no different. Sydney McCracken shares how IUP students balance their workload.
Have you ever taken into consideration that the student you see working on their laptop might be working on their job instead of studying for an exam or doing their schoolwork? In fact, according to NCES, 40% of full-time undergrad students have a job outside of school. But how do they balance being a full-time student with a job and their social life? I asked 2 IUP students about this exact question. Meet Hannah Boris, a senior here at IUP, who can be found almost anywhere working on her SI work. I caught her outside of Kopchik Hall for this interview.
So I'm an SI leader. SI is supplemental instruction, and the class I provide SI for is Bio 241, so medical microbiology. The reason I like this job is because it's a great leadership opportunity for me, and also I'm a biology major, so it gives me, a chance to reinforce the knowledge that I already have and study more. And when I'm making the worksheets and the pre-tests and things like that, I'm talking about things that I'm passionate about and I like, so it works really well for me to balance that.
Next, I met up with Shannon Mitchell, who in between classes works at Eberly College of Business.
I work as a graduate assistant here at the Small Business Development Center in Indiana, PA. I have a pretty rigid schedule, so aside from this job, I also work a second job in the morning. So my morning usually consists of working for a couple hours and then coming to the Small Business Development Center and working for about 2.5 hours, 4 days a week. From there, I usually have evening classes on Mondays and Wednesdays that can run about 3 hours each. So most of the time I'm on a pretty rigid schedule, with sometimes having the evening open to where I find time to do homework. I will call friends, make time to hang out with friends. But luckily I'm able to keep my weekends open to really get enjoyment with those that I want to be with. From here, I get to really work on the consulting side, and since I'm one of the GAs here that have a marketing background, I get to work on a lot of the marketing sides of the project. It just gives me a potential area to practice my marketing side and get to do more with my degree, while also going into the business administration side of my MBA, where I get to see how the businesses are ran and do their financials.
Of course, on-campus jobs are not the only option for students looking to gain experience or a little extra cash. A popular area here for dining or grabbing a drink in Indiana is Philly Street. Philly Street is always populated with locals and visitors, so students work here after classes and on the weekend. This is Sydney McCracken with Iup TV News.
When we come back, we will have international news and a tribute to our beloved engineer, Chris Barber. Please stay tuned.
Welcome to a place where opportunities abound, where students have the option to study healthcare in places all around the world, and thousands learn beyond the classroom every year. Welcome to the Oak Grove at IUP. Students here go out in the field to measure biodiversity, and even the Virgin Islands to study sustainability. Ready to pursue a real-world opportunity that brings your passion to life? Get in the Grove at IUP.
Looking for some new entertainment? Check out Iup TV today. This station features student-created content such as The Big Hit for sports coverage, Animation Nation for all things anime and toon, Indie Rockers Ball for local music acts, Press Start for your game fix, and Witticism for a laugh. Tune in on Campus TV or on our respective YouTube channels today. There's something for everyone, made by the people that you know.
Welcome back to IUP News. North Korea, often seen as one of the world's most secretive nations, has opened its doors, only briefly, however, for an international sporting event. For the first time in 6 years, the Pyongyang International Marathon returned to the capital, drawing around 200 foreign runners. The event, which has been held annually since 1981, commemorates the birthday of North Korea's founding leader, Kim Il-sung. It is traditionally organized each April. The last marathon took place in 2019, when nearly 950 foreign participants joined the race. But following the outbreak of COVID-19, North Korea closed its borders to most international visitors, effectively putting the marathon on hold. While Russian tourists have been allowed back into Pyongyang, since last year, travel restrictions for visitors from most other countries remains in place. Before the pandemic, foreign runners would typically travel as part of the organized tourist group to participate in the race. This year's marathon was held with little fanfare, and so far, no official results have been released.
The annual Islamic pilgrimage to Mecca, Saudi Arabia, known as Hajj, is set to take place this year from June 4th through June 9th. Millions of Muslims from around the world make this sacred journey each year. But ahead of this year's pilgrimage, Saudi Arabia's Ministry of Foreign Affairs has announced a temporary visa suspension for certain travelers. The suspension does not apply to those holding official Hajj visas, but it does affect temporary visitors traveling on electronic visas. The move is part of an effort to streamline travel regulations and enhance security during the busy Hajj season. Among the countries affected are Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Egypt, Indonesia, Iraq, Nigeria, Jordan, Algeria, Sudan, Ethiopia, Tunisia, and Yemen. Officials say the measure is intended to prevent unauthorized individuals from performing Hajj and to crack down on illegal employment. Authorities claim that some visitors entering on family or business visas have been working without authorization. This complicates the labor market oversight. The visa restriction is expected to remain in place until mid-June.
As of Friday, the 8th of April, 2025, IUP's beloved engineer, Chris Barber, has retired from the communications department after working for more than 30 years. Junior Riley Yonchik made a tribute package for him. Here it is.
Chris is 100% one of the most important people in the department.
Batman, MacGyver, the dad that just knows how to do everything. Just a few terms of endearment used to describe broadcast systems engineer Chris Barber.
He is one of the hardest working people anybody knows. I mean, and not just hardworking, the things that he knows how to do, all of the different things that he can fix and make and troubleshoot. I mean, he's just got a skill set that's kind of hard to replace. And
it's this skill set applied in the most technical places that enhances and encourages learning for students. Without Barber's expertise in television, radio, audio, and live broadcast, the department wouldn't be as successful.
I play a role on game day with Com 360. I go out and build a TV station for the home football games, home basketball games, and support that throughout the day, make sure everything's running smoothly.
Throughout the football season, Barber turns what is an abandoned locker room under Miller Stadium into a makeshift broadcast center, the heart and soul of the live stream. The loading and unloading of equipment, connecting video, audio, and power sources to their correct outputs, and ensuring the signal is strong and clean happens over 4 hours before kickoff.
I've always loved just helping the students no matter what it is. If it's a Calm 360 day, it's a long day, but once I do my job, it just really brings me a lot of joy to sit back and watch the students shine.
During her time as department chair, Dr. Gail Wilson created the Chris Barber Extra Effort Award to honor students that go the extra mile. Senior Communications Production major Carson Zadroga won the award in 2023.
To me, it's an honor because Chris Barber works really hard here, and to be given the honor of saying that you have similar skills or a similar just work ethic to him, I think is very honorable.
The impact Chris leaves on the university is profound. He will be missed greatly by students and staff.
I don't know how we're going to function without Chris. I don't know how I'm going to function personally.
I think I'll just miss a friendly face that is always willing to help anyone, no matter who you are.
For IUP TV Sports, I am Riley Yonchik.
We will miss Chris Barber here at IUP News, and so will the whole comm department.
That's true. Chris Barber kept the comm department running great, and he was always a good friend to students and staff. Thank you, Chris, for all your help.
Still ahead on IUP News, we'll have a sport report with Doug Seipel.
And we'll finish off with entertainment news. We'll be back soon, so don't go anywhere.
This is your time to engage, create, follow your passion, show your spirit, go all out, or just kick back. Here in the Oak Grove at the heart of IUP, endless opportunities await. Where do you fit in? Wherever you want. This is your time. This is your place. Get in the Grove at IUP.
We are back with IUP News Sports Edition. Doug Seipel has the latest. What's new with sports, Doug?
Another exciting weekend for sports fans. We will see IUP's men's and women's track and field be participating in meets starting Friday and ending Sunday at Bucknell University. The baseball team will be versing Clarion over the weekend, and the softball team will be in Edinburgh on Saturday and Gannon on Sunday. We have some exciting news for golf. Starting on the 10th and closing on the 13th is the Masters Tournament. There will also be some exciting games in MLB with 15 games every day starting the 11th through the 13th. Go Bucks! NHL has been in great standing this past week, with Alex Ovechkin breaking Wayne Gretzky's record in goals. Some are starting to consider Ovechkin the modern-day GOAT. There will be multiple games over the week with your favorite Penguins and Flyers playing almost every day. In basketball terms, we have come to an end of the NCAA men's tournament, which ended in a win for the Florida Gators, taking home the trophy for their third ever time since 2007. NBA has multiple games over the week as well, including the Lakers, Bulls, and my favorite Charlotte Hornets. We can look to see those teams preparing for the NBA Finals beginning later this month. And nationally, make sure to watch for the Monte Carlo Masters in tennis taking place in Monaco. We will also see the European Rugby Champions Cup taking place on April 13th between Toulon and Toulouse. That's going to do it for sports this week. My name is Doug Seipel. Back to the news desk.
Thank you, Doug. Time for our final stories of the day on recent entertainment.
This weekend, the infamous Minecraft movie released in theaters. Despite the critical reception to the trailers, the movie has so far made around $300 million during the weekend, becoming one of the highest grossing video game films and currently the fourth highest grossing film of the year. During the viewings of the movie, audience members have been reacting loudly to comedic scenes in the movie. Jack Black has especially gathered more attention for his exaggerated line delivery in the film. The movie has been described as being fun and dumb, a movie that is meant for people to turn off their brains to.
The iconic Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival kicks off this weekend at the Empire Polo Club in Indio, California. It runs over 2 weekends, April 11th through the 13th, and again from April 18th to the 20th. This year's lineup is stacked with star power. Lady Gaga headlines tonight. This will be her second time taking center stage at Coachella. Then on Saturday, punk legends Green Day are set to bring the energy. And closing out the weekend on Sunday, Post Malone with his signature blend of hip-hop, pop, and rock. But that's not all. The festival will also feature performances by Missy Elliott, Megan Thee Stallion, Charlie XCX, and even the Los Angeles Philharmonic, conducted by Gustavo Dudamel. So there's definitely something for everybody. Coachella will be live streamed exclusively on YouTube, and there will be 6 channels covering different stages. And you can watch from your computer, phone, or even the brand new Coachella live stream app.
That's going to do it for us today at IUP News. In association with IUP News and students looking for careers in the communication field, my name is Alan Moultrie.
And I'm Lachlan Chase. Be sure to follow our Instagram page at IUP News and our YouTube channel at IUP News 4207. Please take care and have a safe weekend.